इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम्स वो क्यों राइज हो रहे हैं?
Those hikes were in Ontario and in Alberta. Some insurance companies, few of them actually got up to 30% increase. In fact, during the pandemic in 2020-21, still the overall premiums actually went higher despite the fact of not having cars on the road. So, we have probably, in my opinion, a lack of proper oversight and ready approvals for premium increases that are not very, very justified.
And we have seen that 1.5 billion of claims that was given by the insurance companies. How to fix this?
So this is a major societal problem that I think starts at the federal level, starts with the criminal code, starts with bail reform to keep those who keep, and most of it is through repeat offenders, right?
Yes. Mr. Kotak, any changes coming into the insurance sectors now?
Yes.
ओंटारियो के अंदर इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम्स वो क्यों राइज हो रहे हैं? जो रिपोर्ट्स और डाटा दसिया गया है कि एक साल के अंदर पास्ट 1 ईयर 12% हाइक होया नेशनल लेवल के ऊपर इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम्स का। सानू पता है कि कार जैकिंग्स कार थेफ्ट भी बहुत नंबर्स हाई है। साडे नाल अज सारे ते गल करन लई कि इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम्स क्यों इन्ने हाई है। साडे नाल ननेश कोटक जिहड़े कि पर्सनल इंजरी लॉयर है कोटक पर्सनल इंजरी लॉ तो गलबात करांगे इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम्स दी। Mr. Kotak, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on again.
Mr. Kotak, if you can let us know why insurance premiums are so high, and as the data suggests, 12% hike national level in past 1 year.
Yeah, so this we're talking about the last year, 12.2% is the average auto premium increase throughout the country. The majority of that, those hikes were in Ontario and in Alberta. Some insurance companies, few of them actually got up to 30% increase. I think maybe there was 2 that actually asked for a slight decrease, which is, the majority is an increase. And I think if we look at that, we also must look at the reasons why. So there was a report from Thomson's Insurance News, and that came out actually this year, 2024, that looked at the first half of the year, and it found the major insurance companies, in Canada, actually their premiums earned went higher, and their claims paid out were less in terms of a ratio. So what that means is greater profits for auto insurers, despite the fact that they're getting their rates approved and increased. We have in Ontario what's called FSRA, the Financial Regulatory Service Authority, which is supposed to really protect the public and oversee any increase request from auto insurers. And they approved it. They approved this. In fact, during the pandemic in 2020-21, still the overall premiums actually went higher despite the fact of not having cars on the road. So, we have probably, in my opinion, a lack of proper oversight and ready approvals for premium increases that are not very, very justified.
So our insurance companies, they are making profits in spite of these all things?
Of course they are. Listen, and they should. There's no question. Look, they're major corporations. We all invest, our stocks, a lot of them go into these insurance companies too, and they should make money. But they shouldn't they should be transparent about it, and clear about what their expenses are, what the profits are. Because look, auto insurance is like a tax. We all have to have it. And if something is mandatory, there needs to be transparency and clarity so that people have confidence that they're paying the proper price and not being gouged, which really is the common consensus among consumers throughout the country, particularly Ontario, that we are being gouged by auto insurance companies because we don't have transparency and we keep seeing the premiums go up. But not only that, we actually see benefits being taken away. So look, in Ontario, we have what's called a 2-tier system for compensation. Back in 1990, a no-fault system was brought in, taking away the right to sue for certain things. In other words, you would have to get any money for pain and suffering. You need to prove you have a permanent and serious impairment of an important bodily, mental, or psychological function. They brought in the no-fault system, which would provide basic benefits, medical rehabilitation and income replacement benefits among attendant care, funeral benefits, things like that. Income replacement benefits is stuck at $400 a week since 1999. And it hasn't gone up despite inflation. However, What happened over time, particularly under the Wynne government, is the eroding of the no-fault benefits, taking benefits away, and taking away the rights of accident benefit victims to sue victims. So, for example, we have what's called a deductible to pain and suffering.
Yeah.
At one point, it was 10,000, then 15, then 30, and then under the Wynne government, it became 36,000, but would increase every year by inflation. Now we're at $46,000. So any award for pain and suffering, if a jury gives you, say, 40,000, you don't get a penny. It's all kept by the auto insurer. So that's the fault system and the problems we're having. And the no-fault system, between 2010 and 2017, there were about 17 separate cuts to the accident benefit regime. Most people only get about $3,500 worth of therapy because majority of injuries fall within what's called a minor injury guideline. So we have a system, unfortunately, where rights have been taken away in terms of suing and also statutory benefits, and where premiums are still going up and insurer profits are still high.
Mr. Kotak, since you deal a lot of cases in the personal injury also, and this is a major concern of auto insurance premiums hike, and we have seen that 1.5 billion of claims that was given by the insurance companies. So the sufferers are the Canadians, the users, the road users. How to fix this? How can we give back to the Canadians that these insurance and car theft, carjacking is a major cause, that we won't see a cut in the insurance premium in coming so many years because loss is already there?
Yeah, so look, there's no question. Our thefts are high. There's home invasions where vehicles are stolen, carjackings. But we need to see, okay, where are the numbers that show that's cutting into your profits? Because the premiums keep going up to compensate for that. So this is a major societal problem that I think starts at the federal level, starts with the criminal code, starts with bail reform to keep those who keep, and most of it is through repeat offenders, right? Yeah. To keep them locked up until their cases are dealt with and they can be punished according to the law, and also to deal with our ports, right? To make sure we screen the majority of the containers that leave our country so that we are not a major source of stolen items, whether it be cars or something else. That's a federal issue. But yes, it can impact personal insurance claims. There are lots of claims due to this. That's a major societal issue. But when it comes to your insurance premiums, they need to put their transparency out there. Okay, this is our profit. This is the premiums we're charging, and this is why it's gone up. They don't do that. It's all done in a very untransparent manner. And what we do see on their profits, auto insurers, they are still going up despite claims that they say there are, despite, and obviously with excessive premium increases.
Can you tell us about the death benefits in case of a no-fault part?
Right. So we have under our no-fault system some basic death benefits. Yeah. So that, for example, if it's a spouse, you can claim $25,000 as a death benefit. A child, it's $10,000. There's a funeral benefit. I believe it's around $6,500. So these are very basic, simple benefits that somebody would get if your spouse or your child dies in an accident. Of course, there is, in those situations, you would sue as well for the spouse's income loss into the future for what's called loss of care, guidance, companionship. So there is another claim that can be made. But from the no-fault regime, those are the death benefits that would be paid if unfortunately there's such a tragedy as a death in a car accident.
Okay. Mr. Kotak, any changes coming into the insurance sectors now?
Yes. As I was alluding to before, we repeatedly have, over the course of time, the watering down of benefits that are available to accident victims. So in 2026, in the summer, there is going to be what's called an opt-in approach to certain benefits. This is for income replacement benefits, for the death benefit, for non-earner benefit. The only items that will stay in a standard auto insurance policy is the attendant care and med rehab. So what's going to happen? You will not get those benefits unless you ask your broker, I'd like to have that income replacement. But think about the consequence. Yeah. Let's say you don't have private insurance. Most people don't have long-term disability private insurance or short-term disability. You get in an accident, you cannot work. You're not getting paid any money for income replacement benefits. And you'll have to wait for your lawsuit, and that could take 4 or 5 years before that resolves. Or if you're at fault, you will get nothing for your wage loss. So what's going to happen? You're going to end up maybe on welfare. You could lose your home. So I would recommend to everybody, when it comes time to renew before 2026, ask your broker, okay, what are the opt-in benefits that I could get? I'd like to get income replacement, I'd like to get death benefit, I'd like to get, caregiving, whatever it might be that you think you might need. It won't cost a lot more. So you see, the problem is most people, we're already being gouged by inflation, food prices, everything as it is. So people will have a tendency to pick the cheaper product.
Cheapest product.
Because, okay, I have to have insurance, I'm going to pick the cheapest one. But the consequences of doing so, if you're in an accident, could be catastrophic. Also, think about it. Let's say you have a child turning 17, 18. They're getting their license, they're driving. The parents are still buying the insurance. And if they buy the cheapest one and don't buy the opt-ins, if that 18-year-old gets in an accident and loses their education, they don't get an education benefit, or if they're working, don't get income replacement benefits, they have not made that choice themselves. Their parents did it for them, again, with catastrophic consequences. So I would suggest always look at what other options are out there with your broker, with your insurance company, to make sure you buy what you're going to need in case you're hurt in an accident.
Yeah. So this is very important that anyone who wants to renew their insurance, they should look carefully and take a professional consultation. Don't opt out. Check what benefits you are getting in. By opting in.
Yes, so it's even not an opt-out. You can't say, I don't want it. You won't have it unless you ask for it. So it's very important to opt in. The other thing is to look, shop around with insurers, right? I mean, for prices. Also, home insurance sometimes is packaged in with your auto insurance. So if you buy home insurance for a particular company, you might get a better rate on your auto insurance. So always, you can shop around, look for options as well.
So Mr. Kotak, in the end, if anyone want to reach to you, what kind of services your law firm provides?
Right. So we represent clients who've been seriously injured in a car accident, with injuries that affect their ability to work. We also represent people who have been denied short-term or long-term disability benefits, and we've got a really good track record when it comes to that. We offer a free consultation. We work on a contingency basis. In other words, we don't get paid unless the client gets paid. So I would encourage you, if you have these type of legal issues, please check out our website and reach out for a free consultation.
Thank you, Mr. Kotak.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. ਸੋ ਆ ਸੀਗੇ ਨਨੇਸ਼ ਕੋਟਕ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਇੰਜਰੀ ਲਾਅ ਤੋਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਟੋ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਮਸ ਕਾਫੀ ਹਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਦ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਟੋ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਰੀਨਿਊ ਕਰਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇਖਣੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਕੀ ਹੈ। ਚੀਪ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਟੋ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਨਾ ਚੱਕੀ ਜਾਏ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟਸ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਇਨ ਟਰਮਸ ਆਫ ਦ ਕ੍ਰੈਸ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਡੈਥ ਦੇ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟਸ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਚੈੱਕ ਵਿਦ ਯੂਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਰੀਨਿਊਇੰਗ ਯੂਰ ਆਟੋ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ।